All right, hey guys, it is Sunday, August 21st, 2022. Crude oil. I like to start with the weekly and then look at the daily and look at the 4 hour and then do like a little micro view and really just kind of try to get a picture of what is going on with this thing from the top down. And I just like to breeze through. So looking at the weekly, there's not much more to add from last week. The picture is still bearish. The weekly squeeze has technically fired to the downside. There is a bounce in progress. Look at that wick. I mean, this is quite a bounce in progress, but the setup remains intact. I mean, it's going to take a lot to kill this downside setup on the weekly. The RSI has been coming down, continues to come down. The MACD is coming down and continues to come down. So just in a nutshell, the weekly is what? It's bearish. And then structurally speaking, if this is a 1-2 to the down, like in other words, if this is an A, B, and then this is like a 1-2, we haven't even finished 3 yet if it's going to follow standards. But that, if it's going to follow standards, at some point, it's going to come back down here lower into this region somewhere. And then you would expect a bigger bounce. And then a final flush down into like the mid 70s or maybe even lower. Because, these things can extend if they want. Sometimes I'll do that just for the heck of it. Put on like that would make people crazy if it broke. I don't know. How likely is that? I don't know. They leave that to the professional LA Wave guys. But just looking purely at the fibs, I took the wrong fib off of there. Just looking purely at the fibs, like I won't be surprised personally if this comes down into the upper or mid 70s. Okay, that's a weekly, so it's bearish. Daily, is it bearish? I mean, just look at it. Is that bearish or not? The RSI is embedded still. The MACD is still coiling in the same tight range it's been coiling. As with the MACD coiling, price has made 2 new lows. With this being embedded the whole time, it's made nothing but lower lows, lower highs. Although it did make one higher high here. But you can clearly see that's a 3-wave bounce. 1, 2, 3. So it did make a higher high there. But barring that one, it's made nothing but lower lows and lower highs. And now we're bouncing. So is this going to be another lower high? Or is this going to be another slightly higher? Is this another larger 3-wave move? Just like the way this one was? Who knows? I mean, the larger impulse, I suppose, would be this. 1, 2. But look how crazy the structure is. I mean, the thing is just moving in threes all over the place. But the technicals are totally bearish. So the structure isn't really... The larger structure is helpful because you know where you are. You're in between the 236 and the 382. But look at this structure. This is crazy. How is anybody counting that? It's amazing to me because it's so difficult. But the technicals are pretty clear. So let's just call that bearish. And before I run off of there, sometimes I like to throw the 21 up there just to get a sense. So you can see this was an overlapping, very ugly looking move higher. And this move down has actually been a lot more orderly, at least on the daily. And if you really want to make yourself crazy, put the Bollinger Bands on there and you'll see that price is just riding the lower half of this range on this tool. It's just riding it down. Well, when is the ride over? Well, one clue would be if you get an entire daily candle above the 21. I mean, we're nowhere near that happening right now, but it can poke above the 21, spike above it. Those are only wicks above the 21. So, maybe now we get like half a candle body above the 21 at some point this week, but I'll be looking at the 21 on the daily. It's just something to look at. I like looking at that sometimes. And so the daily's bearish, right? 4 hour. Now look at structure a little bit. Let's say this is the bottom of some kind of an impulse down. And then this is a 3-wave correction, which to me it clearly is. This is a 3-wave correction. And then this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as a diagonal. You can see that 5th wave was clearly 5 down, and it was not a diagonal. There was no overlap. So this is a clear 5-wave move down. This is not quite as sexy because, this 4 got way above the height of wave 1, if that's what I'm counting. But still, it's valid, right? It just means that this was a diagonal, this last 5-wave move down was a diagonal, right? And I should just stop there. Who cares? I don't. You got to look at the professionals for Elliott wave. But I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. 3 up, 5 down. So maybe that would suggest we get another 3 up. And then the internals will be messy and also composed of 3 waves. Just like this one is kind of like, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's clearly 5 down. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Maybe this whole thing is about to be a 1, 2, 3. That would be cool. So if that structure is correct, if I'm thinking of this the right way, then this is a corrective bounce. And as everybody knows, an ideal target for a corrective bounce, if this is a wave 2 of whatever degree this is, then maybe it comes up between the 50% and the 618. Maybe it comes up in tags the 618. I have no idea. How would I know that? I don't have no clue. But it already hit the 382. So maybe that would be it. But I don't know. Looking at this structure, it doesn't look like that would be it. Looks like it needs a whole nother leg. But that's me projecting onto the chart. So, and then if you look at the micro now, it's just a total mess down here. I mean, I should say it's a total mess once it completed this 5-wave structure. Look, it's 5 down for 1, then you had 2 bounce, which was weak to the 382. Then you had wave 3, then a 4 bounce that did not get above the height, the bottom of wave 1. So this, to me, this is very clearly 5 down, right? 5 for wave 1, then a 3, then a 3-wave move for 4, right? A, ugly B, 3. Actually, this could be 3 waves for C. You tell me. And then another 5-wave move. And then a bounce that we're in now. So that's what I think. And then if it comes up into this area, I think I'd be looking for it to terminate. Although it could, there's no reason. I mean, anything can happen. But I'm just saying, based on what I just showed you on this 4-hour chart, the 618 is 95.38. So yeah. So, weak bounce, it can't even get above here. A more traditional standard wave 2 would come up somewhere into this blue box right here. And I am trading for that, although I shouldn't have. I lost 38 cents there. I had 2 tranches on. I took that one off at minus 38, and I'm in long now, and I'm down 20 cents. I'm not going to take too much more heat on this. If it keeps coming back at the open tonight, I'm going to get out of it. It's just not worth it. I made $8 on the way down. I don't want to be an idiot. I don't mind giving back 30 cents here and there, but I'm not trying to give back too much more than that. Okay, guys, good luck. See ya.